Hey folks, good early afternoon and happy Tuesday to you. I hope and pray that your day is good today. It's rainy and it's a little bit windy and a little bit dreary, but that doesn't matter because we are still blessed of God. Now I apologize it took me so long to get on this morning, or early afternoon rather, now what it is. But I had a meeting this morning, and then there was a couple other things that need tending to today, so I'm stealing away for just a few minutes today, just so I can get out of the house for a minute. Beyond that, I got to be around the house to take care of some stuff. But in any case, wanted to make sure that come to you, give you some inspiration today. And the inspiration comes from a very familiar source, the book of Philippians, chapter number 4. You know I love the book of Philippians, and especially chapter number 4, verses 6 and 7. Be anxious for nothing. Let me ask you a question. When we have something go on in our life, how anxious do we get? Especially when it's something that's beyond our control, something that maybe we have to affect some kind of fix for it, but really a lot of it is beyond our control. How anxious do we get? I have to confess to you that I get very, very anxious over things like that, and it's really to my undoing, because 9 times out of 10, 9.5 times out of 10, when that happens, usually everything works out okay. And we all should take a lesson from that. But Paul tells us here, be anxious for nothing, but in everything, by prayer and supplication with thanksgiving, let your requests be made known to God. Basically, it's what I just keep saying week in and week out, because it's so poignant, and we need to be reminded of it so much. Be anxious for nothing, but in everything, by prayer and supplication with thanksgiving, let your requests be made known to God. Trust God with everything we've got. Verse number 7, and the peace of God, which passes all understanding, will guard your hearts and minds through Christ Jesus. Remember, Paul says at the beginning of these verses, be anxious for nothing. And he tells us what to do when we have those things come up in our lives, or in our home, in our family, in our health, whatever it is. But let God have them. Trust everything to God. And then the peace of God, which passes all understanding, will guard your hearts and minds. Nowhere in those verses does it say that whatever you may be anxious about will be resolved immediately. There may be a process, there may be time, there may be expense, whatever the case may be. But it does say that God will give us the peace that passes all understanding in the midst of all of it. So allow God to give you peace over whatever may be making you anxious this day. I hope and pray that this encourages you this rainy Tuesday, and I hope and pray you have a wonderful, wonderful day in the Lord. Love you folks, and I'll talk to you a little bit later. God bless you.